Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. So in this session, in last session we have discussed about types of clients. Okay, so in which client we need to log in. The moment you enter SAP's GUI or screen, so you need to enter the client and user ID, password, and language you will be selecting. So the once you click on that, okay, so the next screen will appear like this. Okay, so here you will find different types of systems you will be finding. Okay, so you will be wondering what system I should log in. So what is the naming convention? The things you need to understand before you log into or before you log into any system. Okay, system in the sense in every SAP system, if suppose if I take S4 HANA, there will be a four types like sandbox, development, quality, and production. So something like this will be there. And if it is sandbox, how you will identify? You need to understand what is that system name, or if it is quality, what is the system name. We need to understand each and everything before you log into SAP system. So you can check with your team members so that they will help you out. So what are the naming convention for the present systems which they are using, because these system IDs are irrespective of company policy they will maintaining. So there won't be any standard data or something like that. Okay, so you need to always check with your team members, so what is the system names and all of that. Okay, so now we will be discussing like what are the systems are there in SAP S4 HANA, and how it will work, what is the uses, all of that we'll be discussing going forward. So moving on to the next slide. So here the first thing is sandbox. Sandbox system, we can call it as sandbox environment, sandbox system, or sandbox landscape, we can call it as. So here what exactly will happen is this is something like a experimental box. Okay, so you can do experiments, whatever you want. You can play around. So you do whatever you want, nothing will happen. It is all just rehearsal purpose, I can say. So you can do testing without any affecting main system. You will be doing all the warm-up tasks here. Okay, it's something like proof of concept testing, learning, trial and error, all of that this will happen here. If you want to learn anything, or if you want to give a training to your junior members, or you want to try something new, you can go ahead and do it in sandbox system. This system starts like with yes. Okay, it can ends with anything. As I told, it depends on company policy. They can keep it as either S01, either S10, either S1T, something like that they will keep. So you need to understand what is the exactly the name. Okay, and we'll move on to the next one. Development system. Development system, again, please check with your team members what is the development system name. So here actually what will happen here, the functional teams will be there, right? The functional and technical team, they will be developing here configuration. They will do configuration and customize the system, how the business required, how the client expected, something like that. They will be developing all the things will be here. Even SAP technical consultant, functional team, so they will be having some sessions. Okay, they will understand the requirement of client, and accordingly they will start. See, before development, it will they in if it is new project, they will be discussing all the requirements, what exactly all of that, and they will prepare a one configuration guide, we can say, or document. So in the document everything will be mentioned. Okay, so what is required for which country, which all of what roles we need to create, who is the users who going to test it, all of that everything will be there. Accordingly they will start configure the system here. Okay, and suppose role creation and the configuration, ABAP code development, functional testing by consultants, and initial unit testing. Initial testings will happen here. This is where all the changes begin here. Nothing goes directly to any other system. Okay, and whatever you want to do development, you have to do it in only development systems. You cannot go directly, you cannot deviate this, and you can go into create any production. So that's what in the beginning. So I will tell you in some emergency cases we'll do that in production also, but that is not right now. Okay, so whatever you want to develop, you have to always do it in a development system. Keep that in mind. So this is for freshers, they who can they don't know anything, so they will be keep it in mind and will make a note of it. And again, the system starts from D, as I told you, it can end with anything. Yeah. So this is all about the development system. And now everything they have did it. Okay, the initial testing. The what's next? Then it will move all these changes to quality testing, quality system. Okay, so here what they do actually, they used to test and validate the development which we have done in development. Okay, so they will test it, validate it whether it's working properly or not. Okay, and integration test, and also the user acceptance test also they will be doing it. And before something like verification transport before go live. Before go live, they will be keep ready, like they will do all the testings, necessary testing based on the requirement. Only tested and approved, transport move to production. Only those things which they have tested and approved, then the changes will go to the next system. Okay. Next is pre-production. This exception case, some people will directly move to the production. Because they think they will do it in quality. Some people they will keep one more production system here. Okay, pre-production. What actually here happens? It's a mirror of production for final testing before go live. Okay, so here final performance at last they will test once. Okay, no, it's something practices like go live rehearsals. Okay, before go live they do some rehearsals. Okay, so how it has to perform, what if we give it this much load, whether it will work or not, load testing with real-time data, all of that it will happen. And the final one is use it for final validation to ensure the system. As I told, it's the final validation. At last they will do once again the final validation here, everything is good or not. So it's like in the production, whether it's the system behaves like a production or not, that's how they will check and they'll move the changes to production at last. So again, now all these changes go to production system. So production system here, what will happen? So here, the purpose of production system, this is the live system where actually business people will be doing their task, real-time task. Okay, suppose they want to create an approval invoice, they want to approve it, or they want to do something, and if they want to relate a stock, they want to pay up a stock, or HR related activities, all the production planning, materials management, everything are real time actions, real time scenario actual work will happen here. And if I, so for security people or technical consultant, they will be doing a role assignment for users. Okay, if they want any additional access removing, yeah, all this will happen here. Okay, they want anything access, role assignment, all of that. And monitoring, okay, will be keep on checking. Okay, and if they want any support during in any system, whatever however they work, somehow they will face some authorization issues. That's where the technical people will come into picture. They will help them. They will immediately, the functional team, end users, sorry, end users will raise the ticket, and immediately you will get a ticket, and you will need to have a word with the user who is facing the issue, and you need to have a word with them, and try to solve it as soon as possible according to the SLA. So this is where the production system and production monitoring and support will happen. So no direct development is allowed here. Okay, in case if it is really emergency via change management, they'll be doing it. It's rare case, but it will happen. And these flows go like this. Okay, the typical landscape goes like this: sandbox, as we already discussed, starts from S, and development starts from D, quality, production, production goes like this. Okay, at last, like we have a like system ID, like something like this. As I told, is always represented by three characters. Okay, the first one it should be S or something like that. And if it is multiple SAP systems, in any like I have seen, like whenever you open the system, you will find a n number of systems. Okay, so you need to identify which is sandbox, which is development, which is that. All of that you need to have a look. So here, if it is ECC, it can be ES1. It's a sandbox. D means development. Q means quality. P means production. Something like it goes on. So here, GRC, if it is GRC, GDE, and then GP1, something like that. BW, and the above system names are some standard. It's not like something like that. It cannot be standard, but this is the ideal thing. Like only three digits should be there, and however it is subjected to their company policy. All right, so that's all for today. I hope you understand something, and if you have any doubt, please leave a comment, and I will try to answer. Yeah, that's all for today. Thank you so much. Hope you like this video. Please do subscribe if you like this video, and see you in next video.